I'm Emily, 35, a high school English teacher from Seattle. 3 weeks ago, I opened my eyes in a hospital room, completely paralyzed, unable to speak or move. But my ears worked just fine. I heard every word, every secret, every twisted plan. What I overheard from my husband and his lover, while they thought I was as good as gone, flipped my entire world upside down. This is my story, and I'm sharing it because what happened to me could happen to anyone. Before we get into this wild ride, please smash that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is there. This tale gets absolutely unhinged, and I want to connect with all of you out there. Buckle up, because you're not going to want to miss a second of this. Let's rewind to the life I had before that hospital bed, before the crash, before I learned the truth about the man I'd been married to for 9 years, David Lynn. Saying his name now feels like swallowing glass, but back then, I thought he was my everything. We met in college, me, buried in books for my teaching degree, him, chasing big dreams in finance. David was magnetic, driven, the kind of guy who could light up a room. He wanted to conquer the real estate world, and by our 5th anniversary, he'd done it. His company was thriving, flipping commercial properties like it was nothing. We lived in a gorgeous Victorian home in Capitol Hill, took trips to the Caribbean, Italy, you name it. We were planning for kids, dreaming up our future. I thought I knew him inside and out. I was teaching literature at Roosevelt High, pouring my heart into my students, loving every second of it. I'd come home, tell David about their essays or the latest school gossip. He'd share stories about his deals, his clients. We had Saturday date nights, silly nicknames, a life I thought was rock solid, or so I believed. About a year ago, David hired a new assistant, Lauren Carter. She was 27, stunning with this polished confidence. David couldn't stop raving about her. Lauren streamlined the office. Lauren caught a mistake that saved us millions. Lauren staying late to prep for the pitch. At first, I brushed it off. I trusted him. 9 years of marriage had to mean something, right? But Lauren was everywhere. She'd show up at company events, linger at David's birthday party I hosted, even stay late when I dropped by his office with lunch. They'd be laughing too close for comfort. My best friend started dropping hints. My brother asked outright if I was worried. I laughed it off. David's loyal, he'd never betray me. God, I was so wrong. 6 months ago, things shifted. David grew distant, always glued to his phone, stepping outside for calls, texting at all hours. Our date nights kept getting postponed. He stopped holding me, stopped seeing me. When I asked what was wrong, he'd blame work stress, some big project that would fix everything once it closed. I wanted to believe him. I ignored the pit in my stomach when he'd smirk at his phone. I overlooked the new cologne, the gym obsession, the flashy clothes. I told myself I was overreacting, that our love was stronger than my doubts. But deep down, I knew something was rotting in our marriage. I just couldn't face it. Then came the night that shattered everything, October 12th. I was driving home from a late parent-teacher meeting. Seattle rain was pouring, the roads slick. I was on I-5, heading north, careful as always. I'd driven that route a million times. Traffic slowed ahead, so I tapped the brakes. Nothing, I pushed harder, still nothing. My brakes were dead. Panic clawed at my chest. I pumped the pedal, desperate, but it was useless. I tried shifting gears, but I was going too fast. A delivery truck loomed in front of me, its taillights glaring through the downpour. I swerved right, aiming for the shoulder, but the wet road betrayed me. My car spun, the world a blur of lights and rain. I screamed as the car slammed into a guardrail at 60 miles an hour. Airbags exploded, but the driver's side crumpled like tinfoil. Then, darkness. When I came to, it wasn't like waking up. It was like being born into a nightmare. I was aware, trapped inside a body that wouldn't move. I couldn't speak, couldn't open my eyes at first, couldn't even twitch. Machines hummed around me, tubes choked my throat, but I was locked in, helpless. The terror was suffocating. Imagine being fully awake, fully you, but caged in a corpse. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. Well, maybe on David and Lauren. Later, I learned I'd been in a coma for 4 days after the crash. Shattered ribs, a punctured lung, brain trauma, a broken hip, emergency surgery barely kept me alive. When I woke, I had locked-in syndrome, a rare condition where your mind is sharp but your body's a prison. You can't move, can't speak, but you hear everything. The doctors thought I was a vegetable, talking over me like I was already gone. Negligible brain function. Poor prognosis. Quality of life severely diminished. And David, he played the grieving husband like a pro. Nurses said he was at my bedside daily, holding my hand, whispering how much he loved me, begging me to come back. What a show. On day 5, I heard her voice, Lauren, in my room with David. "How's she doing?" she asked, all fake concern. "No change," David replied, his voice tight, not with sorrow but with frustration. "This must be so tough for you," Lauren cooed. Then I felt the bed shift, someone sitting close. David's voice dropped. "I hate saying this, but sometimes I think it'd be better if she didn't wake up." My heart would have stopped if machines weren't forcing it to beat. Did he just say he wanted me dead? "Don't talk like that," Lauren murmured, but her tone wasn't convincing. "If she wakes, the doctors say she'll be a shell," David went on. "She'd need constant care. It'd be cruel to keep her like that." I wanted to scream, to thrash, to show them I was still here, still Emily. But I was trapped, listening to my husband weigh the pros and cons of my death. Then Lauren asked, "How long until they let you decide on life support?" My blood ran cold. They were talking about pulling the plug. 2 weeks, maybe, David said. "If there's no progress, I can choose to let her go. I have power of attorney." "That's such a heavy choice," Lauren said, her voice closer now, dripping with false sympathy. "She'd want me to move on," David said, "to find happiness again." Tears leaked from my eyes, unstoppable, soaking my pillow. A nurse later noticed, but in that moment I was drowning in betrayal. Then I heard it, the sound that confirmed my worst fears. Kissing. Soft, unmistakable, right there in my hospital room, 5 feet from where I lay. They were kissing while planning my end. They lingered for another 15 minutes, chatting about work, dinner plans, like they weren't standing over my broken body. They kissed again before leaving, and I was left with the machines and the weight of what I'd learned. That night I didn't sleep. I couldn't escape my thoughts. 9 years of marriage, of love, of trust, and David was scheming to bury me while cheating with his assistant. How long had it been going on? Had he ever loved me? Or was I just a means to an end? And the crash, those brakes failing, was it really bad luck or something darker? I tried to push the thought away, but it kept slithering back. David wasn't a killer, was he? But I'd thought he wasn't a cheater, either. Over the next week, David and Lauren visited often, always together, always careful when nurses were around. But alone, they dropped the act. I learned the affair started 9 months ago at a conference in San Francisco. A drunken night, then an addiction. Stolen moments in hotel rooms, business trips that were really weekends at Lauren's place. "I'm so tired of hiding," Lauren said one day. "Soon," David promised. "Once this is over." Over meant my death. They talked about selling our house, buying a loft downtown, jetting off to Fiji with my life insurance money. Lauren even tried on my sapphire necklace, David's anniversary gift to me, giggling about how it looked better on her. The rage was a wildfire in my chest, but all I could do was listen, absorb every callous word, every dream they built on my grave. On day 9, it got worse. They came in late after my evening nurse left. Lauren asked, "How'd it go with the attorney?" "Better than I hoped," David said. "The life insurance is $2.5 million for accidental death. No red flags there." My stomach twisted. I didn't even know about a policy that big. "The house is worth $1.3 million, no loan," he continued. "Her pensions got $400,000, plus another $600,000 from her school's insurance. All in, we're looking at $4.8 million. We, like Lauren, had any claim to my life's work. That's life-changing," Lauren whispered. "We'll get that loft you love," David said. "Quit your job, travel, whatever we want." They laughed about staging the house sale, playing the heartbroken widower to move it faster. "They planned my funeral cremation because graves are a hassle," David said. "My jewelry, Lauren wanted it. My clothes, donate them. My life erased for their fresh start." "I love you," Lauren said. "This is awful, but we'll be so happy." "I love you too," David replied. "Honestly, the accident made this easier. No divorce, no splitting assets. Clean." Then Lauren said the words that turned my world to ice. "Did you mess with her brakes like you planned, or was it just a fluke?" Silence. The monitors beeped. My mind screamed, "He did it. David did it." "Lauren," he hissed. "What? She's gone," Lauren said. "You said she's basically brain dead." Another pause. Then David, cold as stone. Yeah, I did it. 2 nights before, I sliced the brake lines just enough to give out under stress. Knew she'd be on the freeway, made it look like the rain caused it. My husband tried to kill me. He sabotaged my car, sent me hurtling toward death for money and a new life. That's genius, Lauren said, like he'd aced a test. YouTube videos, David chuckled. Tried it on a scrap car first. Took 15 minutes. 15 minutes to end 9 years of marriage. 15 minutes to try to murder me. They stayed another hour, plotting their future, kissing, while I lay there, burning with fury and helplessness. I had to tell someone, but how? I couldn't move, couldn't speak. Everyone thought I was gone. Then came Mia, my saving grace. Mia Lopez, an ICU nurse, maybe 28, with a warm voice and gentle hands. She always spoke to me like I was still a person. "Good morning, Emily," she'd say, adjusting my IV. "Let's get you comfortable." That morning, she was suctioning my ventilator tube when she paused. "Emily, are you crying?" I was, tears I couldn't stop, the only sign of the hell I was living. "Oh, sweetie," she said, wiping my face. "This must be so hard." She didn't know I was right there, screaming inside. Later, Mia returned, pulling a chair to my bedside. "Emily, I'm going to try something. If you can hear me, blink once." I'd never tried blinking on purpose. I poured every ounce of will into my right eyelid. It twitched, barely. "Oh my God," Mia gasped. "You're in there, aren't you? Blink again." I did another faint flutter. Tears filled her eyes. "You've been awake this whole time." She stood, flustered. "I need to tell the doctor." No, not yet. David could still pull the plug if they didn't know the truth. I needed Mia to understand. She saw my panic. "Are you scared?" One blink. "Is something wrong?" One blink. Mia nodded, thinking. "Can you move your eyes?" I tried, shifting them left, then right just enough. "Okay," she said. "I'm getting a letter board. We'll figure this out." She returned with a grid of letters. It was agonizingly slow, pointing to sections, waiting for my blink to pick a letter. It took an hour to spell danger. Mia's face paled. "You're in danger from who?" "Husband." Her eyes widened. "David. But he's here all the time, so worried." If I could have laughed, I would have. We kept going, hours of spelling. I told her about the affair, the funeral plans, the insurance, and finally, "He cut MYBRAKES." Mia sat back, stunned. "He tried to murder you." One blink. "They're coming tonight." One blink. Mia's jaw set. "I'm recording them, we'll catch them." She hid her phone behind a tissue box, microphone out, and whispered, "It's on. I'll be outside." At 7:30 p.m., David and Lauren arrived. "Hey, love," David said, all fake tenderness. "Any changes?" Silence, then a sigh. "Nothing," he muttered, annoyed. "When can you talk to the doctors about, Lauren asked. "Tomorrow," David said. "If they say there's no hope, I can end it. She'll be gone in hours without the ventilator." They talked about their plans, Fiji, the loft, my money. "Do you ever feel bad?" Lauren asked. "About the breaks?" My monitor spiked. "Say it, David." "Not really," he said. "Our marriage was done, this was easier. No divorce drama, no losing half my money." "But you caused the crash," Lauren pressed. "Look, I just nudged things along," he said. "The brakes were old, it was quick, she didn't suffer." Close enough. He'd admitted it. They left after 10 minutes and Mia rushed in, listening to the recording. Her face twisted with horror. "We've got them," she said. "I'm calling the police and your family." She alerted Dr. Khan, the neurologist, who tested my blinks and eye movements, confirming locked-in syndrome. "You're fully conscious," he said, amazed. He listened to the recording, his expression darkening. "I'm calling the police and your brother." With Mia's help, I spelled out my brother Tom's number. Dr. Khan called, urging him to come alone, no word to David. Tom arrived in 40 minutes, eyes red with shock. "Emily, they said you'd never wake up." Dr. Khan explained my condition, then played the recording. Tom's face crumpled disbelief, then rage. "He tried to kill her," he said, voice shaking. 2 detectives, Carter and Lee, arrived soon after, listening to the tape with grim nods. "This is solid," Carter said. "But we need the car's brake lines checked." They planned a sting for the next day, when David would meet Dr. Khan to discuss options. I'd play dead, let him think he'd won, while they recorded everything. The next day, David arrived at 2:15 p.m. looking haggard. Dr. Khan laid it on thick. No brain activity, no recovery possible. David nodded, all fake sorrow. "She wouldn't want to live like this," he said. "I think it's time to let her go." He asked about the insurance payout, slipping up. Dr. Khan mentioned the police investigating the breaks, and David's face went white. Just routine, Dr. Khan said. Detective Carter stepped forward. Actually, Mr. Lin, we found the brake lines were cut deliberately. David stammered, denying everything, but when they revealed I'd been conscious, heard it all, and recorded his confession, he broke. Emily, I didn't mean for you to suffer, he babbled as they cuffed him. I blinked once, letting him see I knew everything. They dragged him away, still pleading. Lauren was arrested as an accomplice. The brake lines confirmed sabotage. The recordings sealed their fate. My parents, back from a trip, were shattered but grateful I was alive. I moved to a rehab center, fighting through therapy to regain movement, a finger twitch, a toe wiggle. 8 months later, I testified at David's trial via video, detailing every betrayal, every moment of terror. The jury took 2 hours. Guilty, attempted murder, fraud, conspiracy. Life without parole for 25 years. Lauren got 12 years. At sentencing, I raised my hand, flipping David off as they led him away. It felt like freedom. 2 years later, I'm in my new condo, typing this. I walk with a walker, speak with a slight slur, but I'm teaching again full-time. My students threw me a hero's welcome. I'm healing with therapy and my family's love. Mia's my best friend now. We binge trashy TV and laugh like kids. The divorce gave me everything, house, assets. I sold it, started fresh. I'm dating a kind math teacher, traveling, Fiji was my victory lap. David's in a cell, his empire collapsed, his name poison. Lauren's serving time, her dreams dust. I don't hate them anymore. Hate's too heavy. I'm thriving, teaching, loving, living. That's my revenge. To anyone watching, trust your gut. If something feels off, it is. Don't ignore red flags. You're worth more than someone's betrayal. And if you're trapped, know you're not alone. There's a Mia out there who'll see you, believe you, fight for you. Keep surviving. Living well is the ultimate victory. Thanks for hearing my story. I'm off to dinner with my boyfriend, teaching tomorrow, hiking this weekend. My life's full, beautiful, mine. David got a cage. I got freedom. Stay safe, trust yourself, and never underestimate a woman who refuses to break. This is Emily Lin, still here, still winning. Peace out.